Fear of an abusive partner often lasts long after a woman or man leaves the relationship.
And that was the case with Stacey O'Brien, who now works for the Hubbard House, helping women through situations just like her own. O'Brien bravely shared her story and her message for other women in violent relationships with our Juliette Dreyer.
He was just gorgeous. He had these blue eyes and dark hair, and I immediately felt an attraction to him.
Stacey O'Brien spotted the man who would become her boyfriend while out one night with a friend. Their first date was magic, the most romantic date Stacey says she's been on to this day.
He picked me flowers and opened doors for me, and it would have just been so much easier if I could have seen into the future in that moment.
The warning signs came almost immediately, so subtly Stacey couldn't see them. Roughhousing during intimacy, jealousy that she initially found flattering.
I thought he loved me and just couldn't bear the thought of anyone else looking at me. I didn't understand that what he couldn't bear was the thought of losing control over me, that it didn't have anything to do with love.
But soon it escalated. He isolated her from family and friends, moved her out of state. Not even phone calls to her mother were safe.
He would pick up the phone and listen to our calls and berate me afterward.
But still, it escalated. Stacey says the man started throwing objects, punching holes in the walls.
He left the walls in that living room looking like Swiss cheese.
Eventually, he turned his violence to her.
The first thing I remember was just being held down and him screaming in my face and leaving bruises. I knew it was wrong, but I believed in that moment that he was just losing control, that he had some mental health issue or emotional issues tied to his childhood that I could help him work through.
The abuse continued and escalated for 2 years, peaking one night after Stacey's boyfriend saw her talking to their neighbors.
It was late at night and I was talking to them over the fence, and he wasn't happy about that. And when I got back up to our porch, he drugged me in the house and pulled a shotgun out of our closet.
Did you think that he was going to take your life?
I did. In that moment, I did. I was thinking, don't let my daughter watch that happen. You don't want your child to see you die that way.
After that night, Stacey knew she had to leave, if not for herself, for her children.
I waited until he was at work and I just put what I could fit in my car.
But the psychological abuse continued even after that.
I would come out to my car and there would be flowers in my car or pictures in my car. I would be at the grocery store and come out and there would be evidence that he had been in my car. For many years after I left, I looked in my rearview mirror a lot. And if somebody snuck up behind me, I would jump.
Now, nearly 2 decades later, Stacey can spot the warning signs she once missed. And she says there are certain things we should all look for in our loved ones that could signal danger.
Bruising, a change in demeanor, somebody with high self-esteem suddenly not feeling comfortable with themselves, not being as open or friendly.
In the end, Stacey's mother was the one to contact Hubbard House, which helped Stacey and her children recover. Now, Stacey works with women every day trying to escape their own violent situations. But we all know there are many more out there afraid to come forward. And to those women, Stacey reminds you, you're not alone.
This is not your fault. There's nothing you can do to change this person. They have to want to change on their own. And nothing you can do is going to make that happen.
Juliette Dreyer, First Coast News, on your side.